Hey guys, hey, it's Lisa Embry from commonsensecorner.org, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about some natural, non-toxic relief from cedar fever. And not only is it amazing because it's a more natural way to address the cedar fever, but it just works. This is my third cedar season, to use Young Living essential oils with really great results. And I seriously, I know this sounds dramatic and silly, but I feel a moral obligation to teach others about Young Living and how to use the oils to help them live above the wellness line, because it seems like almost the entire population of Austin is affected by cedar. I think I saw statistics, it's about 25% of the population. But what I think is different about cedar season is it impacts people so much that they actually sometimes find themselves in bed, and you just feel like crud for days and days on end, and you almost can't function. And that's how I was before using Young Living essential oils. So I want to keep this Facebook Live class to about 20 minutes, and at the end I'll address questions. So I'll give you a little overview of what I want to accomplish today, because I tend to go off on a gazillion tangents, and I will talk forever about essential oils, but I don't want to go off on too many things or make this too in-depth. So basically I want to tell you a little bit about how the cedar used to affect me, and then talk briefly about what essential oils are if you're new to them, and specifically about Young Living essential oils. And then I'm going to talk about 5 different essential oils that are more general oils that most people use for their allergies. But what I want you to get from this class is that there's more than those 5 to use, but this is just a starting point, because it can feel a little overwhelming when you first get introduced to the essential oil world. So we're going to talk about 5 of them: lavender, lemon, and peppermint. Those 3 are often used in conjunction together. They're called the Allergy Trio. And then I'm also going to talk briefly about a blend of oil that Young Living has called RC, which has 3 different types of eucalyptus in it. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about a purification blend, which has tea tree in it, which is also great. So we're going to talk about 4 specific oils, and then I'm going to talk about 3 different delivery methods and how I use those oils to help me during cedar season. There's so many different ways to use them, and so we're not going to go in depth about them with them. I'm just going to give you the most impactful ones that have helped me, and then I want to encourage you to sign up for my newsletter and follow me here on this Facebook. And I'm going to try to do I'm going to do little short videos for you guys over the next few days. I've already have a few posted, so look for those as well. So okay, so let's get started with the meat and potatoes of it. So I've been using Young Living oils for almost 4 years now. This will be my 3rd cedar season of using them. And prior to using Young Living, my husband and I, every January, we would find ourselves at the walk-in clinic getting our yearly cortisone shot. We were already taking Claritin D every day, and we were still miserable. And of course, Claritin D makes you feel jittery, and we didn't like using all those prescriptions or even getting the cortisone shot, but we had to use them because we had to function. And literally, if you're not from Austin and you're like, what the heck are they talking about, cedar fever season? It literally just makes you feel so bad you can't get out of bed, and it goes on for days like that. So that was how we were. And I had used essential oils in the past, but didn't really get relief from it. I mean, it felt a little bit better, but nothing really impactful. And I want to tell you the 2 reasons that I think Young Living, or I know Young Living, is different and why these have worked for me. Number 1, Young Living oils are so pure that you can actually ingest them, and quality matters. So even if you're not ingesting them, even when you're diffusing them, they're pure. There's no added chemicals to it. The way they go about extracting the oils from the plants is very pure. There's no solvents in it, so your body's not being bombarded by more toxins. It's actually being supported, and you don't want to add more toxins in when you're already trying to fight all these allergies. And then the second reason that I'm using Young Living oils have made a huge difference for me is because of the community. I have a family of Young Living essential oil users that we support each other and give tips and ideas, and so we really share our best practices. And again, there's not just one way, so I'm here to give you just a starting point. So that's a little bit about how how it used to be for me for cedar season, and now using these oils have really helped me. But in addition to that, I do want to mention that you can't just slap on these oils and think everything's gonna be perfectly if you're still eating a crappy diet and not getting enough rest. I mean, all that matters. Your body has to be in a good balance. So I encourage you, especially during cedar season, if you're highly affected, to try to eliminate your sugar, your dairy, and in alcohol. I know it's hard during the holiday season, but I have tested it for you, and just even a little bit of wine the next day, I noticed my cedar symptoms are a lot worse. So I encourage you, in addition to the oils, also, you know, paying attention to what you're putting in your body. It'll make a huge difference for you. All right, so briefly, let's talk about what essential oils are. If you're brand new to oils, it can seem a little bit overwhelming. And honestly, oils, the oils from the plants it's complex, and there's a lot of chemistry behind it. But you don't have to know all the chemistry to use the oils. That's the good news. And the cool thing about plants is they are multitaskers, and they're adaptogenic, so they affect different body systems. They don't just address one thing, and that's how they're different from synthetic medications. They just have like one task and one role, so that's kind of cool. So it's the lifeblood of the plant. It's what helps protect the plant. And Young Living uses different extraction methods to get the different parts of the plants, whether, like for lemon, it's the rind of the lemon. For lavender, it's the flowers of the plant. And so we're getting the pure essence of that plant to help support our different body systems. And when we talk about essential oils, we really want to talk about the different body systems and how they address it, because these are not medications. So I also want to put that out there. This is not medical advice. I do have a physical therapy background, but this is truly just another person who's found relief using the essential oils. And if you are having some serious medical problems, I encourage you to get with your medical professional to find out ways to help you with that. But this is just an adjunct way to help you. So, but with the essential oils, this is one of my favorite ways to teach about the oils, to think about the different body systems that we have. And this little postcard that I use a lot to teach in my classes, it breaks the body systems into 9 different systems, like cardiovascular, respiratory, nervous, immune system, excretory system. And that's how these oils help us in these different body systems. So if we have a wellness line here, and this is us feeling normal and feeling great, so we're at a 10 on our wellness. When cedar affects me, I was down to about a 1 on some days. Let's consider 0 being we're just not functioning at all. So in between here, we're below the wellness line. So these oils help support us to get us above the wellness line and to feel better so we can function. So let's talk about lavender first. So lavender is what they call the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. So it affects a lot of different body systems. So on this little card, it's actually listed under cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, respiratory, nervous, integumentary, and immune system. I personally can't tell you all the chemistry behind that. You could go and Google lavender and all the chemical breakdown if you're a person that likes to really dive into the chemistry behind it. But I do know this is the oil that when you're having that histamine attack, this is really helping support you in that way. So lavender is a very important one that I've found relief to help me when I'm having an actual cedar attack. So that is the lavender. And then the lemon, it is listed under several of the different body systems as well. Personally, for me, the excretory is what jumps out, and that's, you know, what I think is really helping support me in for that system. I like to add a drop of this to my water as well. I'm going to talk about the different ways to use them in just a second. And then peppermint is, of course, everybody knows peppermint has an amazing smell and strong, and it can open up the sinuses and the lungs, and so it's really helping your respiratory system get above the wellness line, giving it support. And then the fourth oil I want to talk about is a blend that Young Living has that's called RC, and that stands for respiratory and congestion. I'm going to read from this little book real quick here that it has 3 different types of eucalyptus. It has myrtle, spruce, peppermint, pine, lavender, marjoram, and cypress. So, you know, it has a powerhouse of oils in there. And it is a great one. If you smell it, it will remind you of maybe some over-the-counter type of medication that you've maybe used in the past, and that you can put a few drops into a hot steaming bowl of water and put a towel over your head, and that just opens up your sinuses. But remember, this is pure oil. There's no synthetics or junk in it, so you're just breathing in pure goodness. Another great way to use this oil is on your feet. So RC is a great one as well to help you during cedar season. And the 5th oil that I want to talk about is purification. And purification has tea tree in it, which is a great oil to help with the excretory system and helps your immune system as well. But in addition to tea tree, it also has 5 additional oils in it. So it's a really great one as well. So, all right. So now let's talk about the 3 main ways that I like to use these oils during cedar season. There's internally, aromatically, and topically. So internally, again, I'm talking about Young Living essential oils because they're so pure, you can actually ingest them. You would not want to do this with just, you know, go to Whole Foods and pick up an essential oil and think, okay, Lisa mentioned lavender, I'm going to ingest that, because there are so many additives in that, and it says there right on the bottle, not for internal use. So please understand my personal experiences with Young Living, and Young Living actually just recently changed some of the labels. These white labels are called their Vitality line. It's the exact same oil that is in the bottle that doesn't have the white label. They also have lavender. Sorry, let me show you right here. Well, I don't have 2 to show you an example, but the white label means you can internally take them. But they also have it in the non-vitality line. It's the exact same oil. It's just a labeling thing for the FDA requirement. It helped them with that. And then also it helps you easily recognize which ones you can take internally. So for the Allergy Balm, and on my website, I actually did a short video showing making an allergy balm. So I'm not going to do that right now, but I have one made right here. And we we use lavender, lemon, and peppermint in our allergy balm. And you can use anywhere from 1 to 4 drops in there. And in the morning, I typically put 4 drops of each in just to help give me some protection for the day. And I also, on my other video, talk about the importance of stacking, using the allergy balm several times in a row, or even if you're rubbing it on, using it several times if you're having an acute episode of a sneezing fit or whatever it is for you. So be sure to check that out. I don't want to take too much time to talk about that, but I think stacking and using the oils often is also very important. So that is internally with the allergy balm. You could also, like I said, with my lemon, I put a drop of it in my water. Always make sure you use a glass container or stainless steel or ceramic. You don't want to use plastic with your essential oils. I mean, I just think it's better to use glass anyways and not the yucky plastic, because that just breaks down and gets into our body system. Okay, and then the second way is aromatically. I think you guys can see the diffuser here. We sleep with the diffuser right next to our bed, and we tend to put sometimes the lavender, lemon, peppermint, but I also like to put the RC in there at night. That's just very opening and relaxing to me. Lavender, a lot of people like to sleep with that at night. That's very calming and peaceful. But in addition to having it next to my bedside at night, I also think it's a great idea to have a diffuser at your desk if you have a desk job and you're sitting there working, because then you're right there right next to the diffuser and you're getting those oils diffused into the air while you're working. And I think that's a great way just to consistently have the oils available to your body, because I think it's definitely easier to stay you know, above the wellness line or at the wellness line versus below it, because then it takes a lot more effort to get back up to it. Another way to aromatically use the oils, if you don't have a diffuser, or even if you have a diffuser, I keep a spray bottle in my car when I go for hikes on the trail with my dog, and I literally just spray myself And I feel like the cedar gets in your hair. Like a lot of people feel like at the end of the day they have to take a shower to wash that cedar pollen off. So that's another thing. Just put any of your favorite oils that help support you for the allergies. Just put some water in there. You can put witch hazel or alcohol to help the oils disperse in the water. You don't have to do that. Just make sure you give it a good shake so the oils disperse in the water. And then just give yourself a little squirt. Okay, so that's, although this is aromatically and also topically because the oils are then getting on your skin. So that brings us to the topical application. So that is just what it sounds like. You're topically putting it on your skin. So a good way to do that, a lot of people like to apply the oils to their feet because there's a lot of different pressure points there, and also especially with kids, that's a good delivery system. The skin's a little bit thicker on the feet, and so when you first start using the oils, you're not sure if you're going to have a sensitivity to it. And I can talk specifically about that. Please, if you have any questions, either type it here and I'm going to address the questions. And I'll also look even after if you join when we're not live. There are some oils that are considered hot oil, peppermint being one of those, and you do have to be very careful with using that with children and especially itty bitties. I have great resources for that. But topically with your oils, what we do is, this was an empty lemon bottle, and I just added some more lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and I wrote with masking tape LLP on here, which stands for lavender, lemon, peppermint. And then Young Living has these neat little roller balls, and you just put that on here. You exchange it out for the little topper that was on there. I'll show you real quick. This is what it looks like when it in a normal bottle. And I pop this lid off and I put that roller ball on. And then I also put a carrier oil in here just so it lasts a little bit longer. And then I can just rub it on my wrist and keep this in my purse and inhale it, and also just rub it on my skin. I could even just put it on my sinuses if it was bothering me. I tend to feel the cedar symptoms in my sinuses, and my eyes get real itchy, so I like to do that. I might just dab a little bit on my face and rub it in on my sinuses there. I could even just rub it on my glands there. So that's just a great way to use the roller ball and apply it topically. You don't have to use a roller ball to apply it topically though. If I'm in a hurry and I don't have any allergy balms made up, I'll just take my lavender, lemon, peppermint, a drop each in my hand, and I just rub my hands together, inhale it, and then rub it on the back of my neck. So lots of different ways to use it. So bottom line is, I want you to realize that there's not just one oil for one situation. Young Living has over 150 oils with the blends, but this is just a starting point, and they do sell a premium starter kit which has 11 different oils, and all 5 of the oils that I've talked about are actually in the starter kit because they like to give you a variety of oils to address many different body systems. So that's a great way for you to start, and you also get a diffuser with that. It's a great value. But you can also just go onto Young Living's website and also order retail. You can do that as well, but why would you want to pay more? I always recommend people get a wholesale account. I would love it if you want to be in our group. I will provide you a welcome kit and some different resources. You have access to a private Facebook group, and honestly, that's where I've learned most of these tips is just from other Young Living users. We tend to get so excited about getting results, and then we want to share it with others. You can also, I hope you'll follow me on this page. I also am on Twitter and on Instagram, but I like to try to do my little teaching videos right here on Facebook Live, so I hope you'll follow me if you have people that you know could benefit from this. Like I said, just so many people in Austin are suffering right now, and I really just, I hate to see anyone having to suffer when I know there's natural alternatives to help them. So you can also go onto my website at commonsensecorner.org and sign up for my newsletter. And if you have specific questions, because I think sometimes we have to tweak what maybe some of these suggestions I gave today, maybe they're not quite working for you, and we can tweak that and figure out maybe there's a different oil that might work for you, a different delivery method For example, a new way that I just started using this year is I noticed also the cedar, I feel in my teeth just ache. So the other day I thought, I'm flossing my teeth, I'm just going to add some essential oil to my dental floss. And I added the lavender lemon peppermint and flossed my teeth, and I just felt like that gave relief to the pressure. So that was just something I just thought about on the fly. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Someone else has done it as well. But just little things like that, little tips that people can give you, and then you're like, oh gosh, that worked awesome for me. So, all right, so now let me see. I don't know how I am on my time. Let me ask one of my helpers. Hey, Joshua, how am I on my time? How many minutes? What time is it? Okay, great. All right, if anyone has any questions, and even after the live video has gone, if you have a question, just type it in there and I will be coming back to it and checking it. So I can come back and look and see, and I'll address your questions. But if anybody has a question, we'll go ahead and type it, and I'm glad to address it right now. I glance at my notes and make sure I addressed everything. But yeah, just the main thing, like I said, I think people really need to understand that the quality absolutely matters when it comes to Young Living oils. And so that, like I said, I was using some different essential oils over the last few years, and honestly, when I started using Young Living, I was like, oh, I have a bottle of oil, and I went and got those, and they literally were more than half full. And now with our Young Living oils, they are so precious to us. We use every last drop. So like if we're like at the bottom of a bottle, I like actually take the lid off, and I think I have a video that shows you guys how to do that, because you know, I don't think the oils are overly expensive for what they're providing for you, but I don't want to waste any of them, and they're so powerful, they're so concentrated. Even when there's no more oils left in there, you can smell the oils, and you can add some water in there, shake it up, and then add that to your diffuser, or add some Epsom salts to it before you add it to the bath. Lots of different ways to make sure you get every last drop out of there. And then let's see, what else did I want to make sure I tell you guys about? But it's just been, I hope the biggest thing that you're getting from this video is to realize what a game changer these oils have been for me during cedar season. I'm not kidding when I tell you that. Like most of January, I would find myself just dragging through the month, and some days literally not able to get out of bed. It almost, if you're not from Austin and you don't know quite what people are talking about, they call it cedar fever, because sometimes your body gets a low-grade fever. So even though you're not as sick as maybe having the flu, it's just this constant low-grade feeling like crap. And sometimes I would have this sneezing attack where I would sneeze about 20 times in a row and then get all congested, and then it just would spiral and get out of control. Last week I was outside doing some yard work and using a blower and digging in the dirt, and I had one of those sneezing attacks. And immediately I went inside and took my Allergy Balm, and then about 20 minutes later took it again. So it never spiraled out of control. It's just amazing to me, because I look back and think about how I used to suffer in January. And, you know, in January, it's the fresh new year. Everyone's got their New Year's resolutions, and we want to eat right, we want to exercise. And if you live in Austin, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even go outside. And even though it's cold today, last week it was almost 80 degrees, and you want to be outside in that amazing weather. One thing I wanted to share with you guys, this is in my gratitude. I have a jar with gratitude postcards. I'll just jot down there. And so I was emptying the ones out from 2016. And on January 21st, I wrote, I'm super thankful for my Young Living essential oils for cedar season, during cedar season, and not needing any synthetic meds or shots. And so that was last year. And each year, I feel like I tweak it just a little bit more so it's even more effective. And I'm not saying that my cedar symptoms are zero using these oils, but as soon as I feel it getting a little bit worse, I just go and get an oil and apply it or inhale it or take my Allergy Balm, and it just helps me get back up there where I'm feeling good. And my birthday is in January, so I hate feeling like crap during my birthday, and I have my big 5-0 next week, so excited to have these oils to help me live a more vibrant life. You know, it's been baby steps. We've made some changes over the last 4 years with our food and the toxins that we use in our house. We're trying to get rid of all that and clean all that up. And so I kept hearing about Young Living essential oils from several different people in my life, from my health coach to my dog trainer and all these online people that I would follow. And so I'm just so grateful and thankful that I tried them, and they definitely are helping us live a healthier life. So be sure to follow me on this page or on any of my other social media and sign up for my newsletter. And please share this video if you have friends or family who are suffering from Cedar, because there are some natural alternatives out there that really work. So talk to you later. Bye.